Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to be doing a unboxing and my first impressions of the new Prym, I think that's how you say it, Prym ergonomic knitting needles. So these are a new product that they have out, and I first saw them at the Stitch show in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago, and that was the first and only time I had had chance to try them. So I was lucky enough that they decided, they were kind enough to send me a box to try of different products from their line, and I have not tried the ergonomic knitting needles since. I'm sorry if you can hear scratching in the background, that is my gerbils who are wide awake. So, first impressions, box. It says Prym ergonomics on it. I am using a size 5mm needle in the 40cm length. Yeah, 40 centimetres. It says all of the ergonomic features down there, but we'll get into those as we unbox. So I haven't tried these since the show. When I was at the show, I did a little, they had some wool out, they had some needles out, you could have a try. I haven't had a go with them since then. They've been sat waiting patiently for me to find time to do a video. So the first thing that is different to your standard knitting needle is the, can you see that? I feel like a beauty blogger right now. They do this a lot. The tips have a little bulb on the end. Now, the lady at the show said that was because it stops your stitches sliding off the end, and it means you don't split your yarn as often, which is a good sort of little idea. They're made of plastic. They've got a little bit of give in them, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing with knitting needles, because I do tend to snap mine quite a lot. They are round. I'm going to put one down. Round at the end, and then as you get to this part, this is triangular. This I suppose you'd call it a shaft, but I don't really want to say the word shaft on video. So the long bit is so from about here to the end is triangular. This is apparently so your knitting doesn't slip, and so it fits nicer sort of in the hand for when you are knitting. It's also got this little blue bit, which is, try and focus on that, come on camera, focusing, there we go, which is raised a little bit, and the lady told me that that means that if you have to put stitches there whilst you're knitting on other stitches, the stitches don't move. The best part, or in my opinion by far the best point though, is the end, right? So there you've got your regular round end, but it's got a little bit cut out of it, so you can do this. So they clip together. So when you finish knitting, you can tidily clip your knitting needles together, and all your stitches will be in here. And then if you're like me and you have a small child, your small child can't get at your knitting and drag it all away. Which to me, this is the best part of them. I literally saw this and was like, why didn't I think of that? So that's basically all of the ergonomic features. I'm trying to think if the box says anything that I haven't said. Hang on. Apparently they're high performance synthetic material. Oh, this is called a hook tip. So I'm presuming they've kind of taken inspiration from a crochet hook. Simple picking up and safe guidance of yarn. I feel like the word safe guidance is a bit of a posh, because I don't think I've ever guided my yarn dangerously. But, you know, I get what they're trying to say. But I mean, maybe there are knitters out there who have dangerous yarn, but my yarn is not dangerous. My yarn is pretty standard. The click heads hold needle pairs together and secure the knitting brilliant idea. I know my mum was like, well, we just used rubber grips in my day, and I was like, yeah, but you lose rubber grips. These are right on the end. Like, there's no excuse for your knitting to get tangled when they are right there. And then the triangle shape allows the stitches to freely slide over the needle. So yeah, apparently they're really good for keeping a regular tension. So the project I have chosen to test drive them with is I'm going to do a really simple blanket. So it's like a diagonal garter stitch. So I start with 3 stitches, and then at the end of every row I increase, and then when I've done halfway I start decreasing at the end of every row. So I'm doing a scrappy one because basically my husband has said to me, if I clear out all of the wool from my wool drawer, he will take me out to buy me nice wool so I can knit myself some nice garmenty type things. So yeah, I am now on a mission to clear out all of the little scraggly ends that I can't really use from my drawer. So hang on, let me find my balls. I've said shaft, I've said balls. This is getting filthy. Right, so basically I got all of my blues, purples, basically anything that didn't make it into the blanket that I just crocheted. And there's like little tiny piddly balls that are like this big. And I got each one, divided each one, and created 2 balls of wool. So this is my increase ball, this is my decrease ball. Each separate piece is just tied together. There is nothing fancy. I will have 1,010 ends to weave in, but hopefully the effect's going to be really pretty. Because it is quite a big project, I think it will be a really good opportunity to really test drive these needles and see what I think. So whilst this is first impressions, if you do head over to my blog in a couple of weeks, there will be a blog post detailing thoroughly what I thought of them, what I thought was good, what I found annoying, everything like that. So let's get started. We're going to start with a cast on. So I always cast on 3 stitches for these. I'm going to try desperately to keep mine in shot. I apologise if I don't cast on like you do. I was taught to cast on by my neighbour Audrey, and oh my god, my ball of wool was like across the room. So good job we don't have a cat. So I was taught to cast on by my neighbour Audrey, so I might do it a little bit different to you. Got ends everywhere. The first thing I'm noticing is that they're a lot firmer than I thought they were going to be. I tend to use metal needles, so that's it really. My phone shouldn't have just buzzed because it's on aeroplane mode, but hey ho. So I've got my 3 stitches, they're already cast on. Then moving really freely along the knot shaft part. It's just such a bad word to use. And I'm about to knit a row, and then I do an increase at the end of every row. So let's go. I've got to say, I was thinking that the little, I suppose, the hook end was going to be irritating, but I'm not particularly noticing it, which is, I think, is probably a good thing. Yeah, I'm not particularly noticing the hook end, apart from, I mean, it's not irritating me, but it's not, I'm kind of happy it's there, if you get my drift. It's not a bad thing, it's not something I've ever really thought about before. Focus, camera. So yeah, so far I've done a couple of rows. I will keep going. I will try and remember to talk as I go as well. So it's a really good needle length. These are the 40cm needles, which means you can obviously fit more stitches on. I am surprised by how comfortable and sturdy they feel, considering they're made of plastic and not metal. But the lady did say they've been in development for quite a long time, making them as perfect as can be. They are calling them currently the future of knitting. So I've actually given a couple of pairs to my nan to try to see because she's been knitting since, well, she must have been knitting for over 50 years. So if she likes them, then I feel they can call them the future of knitting. If Nan doesn't like them, they ain't nothing. No, I'm joking. She's very stuck in her ways. Although she did seem quite excited when she was looking at them in the box. So yeah, so far I'm feeling pretty impressed. I'm enjoying the end, and I'm absolutely loving that I can now, because I don't feel like there's much else I can say about them, and I don't want to bore you with like 10 minutes of me knitting, do this, and they are clipped together, and them stitches ain't going nowhere, not even if like a toddler got hold of them. So yeah, this is my first impressions of the Prym ergonomic knitting needles. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please hit like and subscribe, and if you have these, let me know what you think. Bye!